The James Bond roulette strategy. This is number 19 on our 25 roulette strategies to play in 2025. We haven't been doing too well with the earlier roulette strategies. In my opinion, these strategies are getting better and better. Obviously, the closer we get to the number one strategy. I'm going to try out the James Bond strategy. The original bet is $200. Unfortunately, I don't have as much money as James Bond. So I've reduced the bets. It's going to be a $40 starting bet. We do have a negative progression, aka we have a plan for when we lose. And that's why I can't do $200 bets with a $1,000 bankroll, because two losers and it's home time. So we're going to start a $40 bet. I've got them saved. I'll tell you what the original bet is in case you've got as much money as James Bond, in case James Bond himself is watching this. And I've also going to change it a little bit because I think the original James Bond strategy is wrong and I don't want to just prove it's wrong by losing money. I'm only going to change it slightly. That's in terms of how long we stay on a bet for after a loser. Right, enough talking. Let's get the bet on. So I'll get our stats open here. I've got it saved. Like I said, it's a $40 starting bet. $960 left in the bank. $40 on the table. We start with $1,000. We are going to run this for 30 spins and see how we can do after 30 spins. We're doing this with 25 strategies. And I know people in the comment section saying nobody would play like this. Some people might, but it's just to keep things fair, just so we can compare how the strategies do. Now, obviously, 30 spins is a low amount of spins to test the. I don't have all day, and I only like to play for about 20 minutes. We've hit a loser to start off with. We're going to repeat, and the original strategy says double, and we are going to do that. We're going to repeat and double. But what I'd like you to pay attention to is when we hit a winner, if we hit a winner, that's in the 19 to 36 section, we are not going to fully recoup. I want to win this. I want to get back down to base bet, and I'll show you the exact bet. I don't think I even coded the bet because the ball spanned straight away. Hopefully we win this. Right, 27. Look at the chart here. We are still $8 down. So I think we need to just stay on that level. We are going to stick with an $80 bet. Now with this setup, 19 to 56 is a winner, but it pays less than our 13 to 18 6 line, and it pays a lot less than 0. Hopefully we win this. I'll show you the base bet of how it's set up exactly. And remember, James Bond plays 5 times bigger than I do. Okay, 21 is another winner. So we are now $24 in profit. I'm going to get to that base bet and I'll show you the board. $40 bet. This is what it looks like. Now, originally, James Bond puts $140 on 19 to 36. He then puts $50 on this 6 line, 13 to 18, and $10 on 0. I've divided everything by 5. So I've got 2, 10, 28. Because, as you just saw, when I hit a loser, I need to double my bet. If I've got a $200 bet, double it to 400, hit a loser, game over. 2 losers in a row, and I'm toast. So we're $40 up. We've had 3 wins, 1 loss. Let's just repeat that bet. And it's not that difficult to lose 2 spins in a row with this James Bond strategy. Basically, you've got the first dozen missing, 1 to 12. So you've got 12 numbers missing, 37 numbers. 12 numbers missing, 25 numbers that are winners, because on this strategy, 0 is a winner for us. So we should expect to win 2 out of 3. We're actually a slight favourite to win 2 out of 3. That's a win. I'm just going to repeat the bet. So normally when we play 2 of the 3 dozens, you could expect to win slightly less than 2 out of 3. With this strategy, we should expect to win slightly more than 2 out of 3. But just for purposes, like just for 30 spins, I'm expecting to win 20 and lose 10. We are currently on the lucky side. We've won 4, lost 1. So this number should roughly be double this number. If we hit a loser now, that will be the exact probabilities. We'll have won 4, lost 2. Getting 0. So we actually want it to get into 0 this time. Normally I hate it and I get upset. Well, I don't get upset, but I don't like 0 on most strategies. The James Bond strategy is an exception, and it's actually our jackpot number. So let me talk you through the profit that you're going to see with each of these bets, because they don't all pay the same. With this current setup, this bet here pays $16 profit. This 6 line here pays slightly more, pays a $20 profit, and the 0 pays a $32 profit. So the 0 actually pays twice as much as that 19 to 36. Oh, I thought we were about to go into it. So that 6 line is a good one. Like, that's our highest profit. That returns $60. You see the previous one, what did that return? The previous one returns 46. Let me just repeat the bet. So not a massive difference, but if you're playing the original way, $200 bets, when you've got 140 and 50, that is a nice $20 additional profit for that 6 line. So we just want any number over 13, but ideally if we can pick 13 to 18, and if we want to be super, super picky, it can land in 0 for us. We've just hit another nice one. $40 bet, returns $60. Let's repeat the bet. So we are definitely on the lucky side for the time being. 7 wins, 1 loss. I'm expecting in this 30 spin session to lose 10. I really don't want them all to come at the same time, because I have to double my bets every time I lose. 40, 80, 160, 320. We might have enough, depending on how much profit we've made. We might have enough to go to 640. If it went like that straight away, we wouldn't have enough. Just going to repeat the bet. Yeah, so if we just sat down at the table and just lost, went 40, 80, 160, 320, with $1,000, we wouldn't have enough money to put that 640 bet on. But if we can win about $200 profit, so if we've got a bankroll of like 1,200, then we'll be able to do it. I think that's just off the top of my head. Someone will have to check that for me. 640, 320 plus the previous. Yeah, it's about $1,200, I think. Okay, we've hit a loser. We are going to repeat and double. So I am going to play this the way that I want to play it. And if I hit 19 to 36, that's not going to take me back to $128 in profit. I'm going to continue on that level on that $80 bet. However, if I lose again and I'm on a $160 bet and I don't get back to my session profit, then I will reset. I have come to the sort of realization, the more we play these, that's actually going to take us straight back to session profit. So that was a good one. $128. Back at 128, going to go back down to base bet. Yeah, so obviously playing roulette quite a bit, watching people play roulette quite a bit as a dealer and as a casino manager. Keeping your bets high unnecessarily, and we really found out this in a tournament, is a recipe to lose your bankroll. So I am a fan of getting back to where I was, like fully recouping. But if I'm $8 short, or if I'm $10 short with a $300 bet, I'm just going to take it back down to a $40 bet and try and win that $10 slowly. Let's repeat this bet. We are actually doing very well. But there are another 18 spins left. And if we go, what, do we need, I think we need 5 losers in a row for this to go bust. Now, what could happen, especially if we're staying at these levels, is lose 2, win 1, stay at that level, lose another 2, and then maybe lose another 1 and we go bust. So it doesn't necessarily all have to come at once in a row for us to get wiped out with this. Where's that going? What is going on? That's the longest spin I've ever seen. 35. I'd have loved that to go into 0. We are $160 in profit. We are definitely on the lucky side. So fortunately, the first dozen has not come out that often. Let's have a look. When did I jump on the table? Here, I think. Maybe just after this. All these winners. Did we lose our first? Yeah, we lost our first spin, didn't we? So we lost that. Then everything else was won, and then 8 came in again. I quite like 8, but it's been our losers in this session. Okay, another loser. We're on our $40 base bet. We're just going to double it up. Oh, I almost forgot to do what I just said. So we're on an $80 bet. So if I just zoom into the stats here for you, we were at $160. If this ball lands in 19 to 36, we will not completely get back to $160 in profit. And I'm going to stay at that level until we can get back. Just zoom in for you. See, now we're at $152. So we went back $8. Now, this could easily bite me and we can lose this and have to double our bet. But $80, an $80 bet with a $1,000 bankroll isn't that much. I can sort of take the risk to go up to 160. So if I have to double this, go to $160 bet, and then I'm like $8 short or $16 short, then I will reset. So just be flexible. Don't always stick to the same rules. It depends what your risk tolerance is, obviously, and what your bets are at. It paid off that time. We've just flown up and we're on a $184 bet. I am going to go back down to base bet. So I hope that makes sense. You don't have to be super strict. And most of you guys know this anyway. Like, just because me or somebody else that you like to watch the videos says double and don't reset till you're in session profit. If you're uncomfortable with the amounts that you've got on the table because you're 5, 10, even $15 short, reset. Get comfortable. We're in $200 profit right now. Let's repeat the bet. As things stand, because we haven't lost 2 in a row, and watch what happens now, I could have done the original strategy $200 bets because I could have gone $200, doubled up to 400, and then we went on to win. So I'd be $1,000 in profit so far if I stuck to the original bet, but it's not a smart way to play. A $200 bet with a $1,000 bankroll with only 25 numbers covered is just not a clever way to play. That's a loser. Here comes the 2 losers in a row. You ready? Right, repeat and double. So we're on that $80 bet. Let's have a look at these stats. So we're at $200. We just lost 40. 19 to 36 won't completely put us back, but 13 to 18 will. But to be honest, just want a winner. Just to get close. I don't want to double up again. I mean, it's not a disaster if I have to, but I'd prefer not to. There we go. Another double. That's as soon as I open my mouth. How funny is that? We haven't lost 2 in a row yet. Okay, Greg. 10, 8. There you go. Right, repeat and double this. $160 bet. So, this is where I am not going to stick at the same level. Well, actually, maybe. Let's have a look. I want to see how close I am to session profit and make a decision on that. If we win this 19 to 36, we're absolutely, definitely not going to be in session profit. I might have to leave it for another spin. I probably will because we've lost 2. Oh, here we go. 3 losers in a row. Right, repeat. double. It's a $320 bet. See, all the losers come at once. That is not what I wanted to happen. First dozen, first dozen, first dozen. I actually don't have enough money to double this up, so I'm going to have to put as much as I can on if this loses. Come on, really? 22 is a winner, but look, we're miles behind our session profit, $48. So this is where James Bond gets it wrong, because your double ups and then reset just doesn't get it right. So we are going to stick on this level, probably for one more spin. We're at $80 down. It went up to 48. So what's that? That's $128 profit, that spin. Another one of those, and I'll reset. Hopefully. Big spin, this. Okay, that's a winner. I'm going to reset. We're not completely back, but I don't want to be doing $320 bets. So I'm just going to reset to $40. If this wins, if this hits a zero, and I would have won 4 times the amount of money, fine. But if I did lose this, I would have to go to a $640 bet. And sometimes you just have to say, it's not worth it. I'm happy to be $176 in profit. If this is a winner, I could have won more money. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Fine. That's actually one of our nicer wins. We reduced our bets, got a nicer win. I'm okay with that. And we are $196 in profit. So our all-time high, I think, was 200. So we're $4 short from our all-time high. If I kept my bets at that 320 level, we'd be super high by now. But like I said at the start, be flexible. Don't do anything rash. Don't stay at those levels just to get back a little bit of money. Another loser. Okay, so we're going to repeat the bet. No, we're not. We're going to repeat and double, aren't we? My stats haven't updated, which is a bit annoying. Hopefully that'll update after this spin. What are we on? We were on 23, so we must be on 24 spins now. Just going to keep a track of that because that has not updated. And we'll just have to check our balance in the original way, just having a look at the balance. Maybe it'll do it after this spin. Oh, we've lost again. It's a spin behind our... oh, there we go. It's updated now. Right, I've got to repeat and double. My stats weren't updating. So we did lose that 40. We lost that 80. Really do winning this. Don't fall apart at the end. I know we got lucky at the start. It was obvious. We won like 11, lost 2. We just don't want the losers to all come at once. Okay, that is a winner. I'm going to take the decision myself to just continue at this level. $140. We are $60 away from our session profit, which is quite a lot. So that means we would have gone backwards a fair amount. Like I said, you guys take your own risks. With 25 numbers covered, I know I have 2 more progressions, so I can lose this and then potentially the next one. So I'm sticking at this level. Hopefully it doesn't hurt me. Win this, reset, hopefully. We have. 204. We're at a session profit finally. And we're going to reset. So we have played 27. 3 more spins. $200 profit. So just to let you know, if I was playing this without doing these 30 spins, I would have probably left here at that $200. 20%. I know a lot of you guys are smart with your bankroll management, and you'd have probably left here as well. Based on what happened after, you probably have done the right thing. We might make an extra bit of money, but is it worth the risk? Oh, we've hit another loser. We've got to repeat and double. But guys, look at these probabilities playing out here. What did I say at the start? Expecting to win 20, lose 10. Pretty much happening. Don't want to lose this one though. If this loses, there's a chance that we could finish in the red, which would be so frustrating. It happened on the tripling gale as well. We were winning. Then right at the end, we gave it all back. Okay, this is the... We're going to stick at that $80 bet. It is our last spin. Just go here. Mathematically speaking, we should lose this one for the probabilities to play out. But we're sticking on that $80 bet just because we're not back to that 204. It's only $8. Maybe a sensible thing would be to reset, but as it's our last spin and we've got the bankroll for it, we're sticking on $80. Let's see how we do. Can we finish on a nice winner? We haven't had a zero. We always have a zero. Ah, oh, come on. Another loser on the last spin. But we've made money. $116. Probabilities 20, 10. What we were expecting when we came on the table. What do you think of this James Bond strategy? I do have a twisted James Bond strategy that I'll play at a later date. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to watch number 18. Thanks very much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.